Today, I want to speak about a tactic or strategy that we've all heard about: divide and conquer. This is a buzz term that everybody has heard of, and everybody pretty much knows what it means, but everybody doesn't really do the knowledge to it. Everybody doesn't try their best to analyze situations to determine if this strategy has been placed upon them. Divide and conquer has always been a strategy that oppressors have used to their benefit. And basically, what it is simply dividing groups of people in order to prevent them from uniting and realizing that they have more in common with each other than they don't. Throughout history, it's been a great tactic that huge empires like Great Britain have used. For example, India. The country known as India today, which has billions of people, it's the second largest country in the world. India used to have other countries that are now independent nation states a part of it. Pakistan used to be a part of India, Afghanistan used to be a part of India, Tibet used to be a part of India, and Nepal used to be a part of India. But when the British Empire gained control over India, they split the population based on ethnic lines. So instead of having this large group of people that are similar, that live together, that are neighbors, the big empire that was Britain came in and split them up based on ethnic lines. Okay, it's human nature to identify yourself with a tribe, with a group. The vast majority of human beings don't feel comfortable being independent, being an individual, being an island. So they find comfort in being a part of a group. And once you pledge allegiance to a group, no matter the group, racial group, car club, religion, whatever, you tend to want the best for your group. So if you're divided from another group, just the very nature of that being another group entails some sort of difference. So psychologically, you're going to look at that group in terms of being different. You're not going to look at them as similar to you or your group. You're going to look at them as the others. And instead of looking to them for what you have in common with them, you're going to be looking at them as what you don't have in common with them. And that's what these great oppressors understood, even back during the British Empire. So now, if you've noticed, all the areas in which the British Empire used to control, in which they performed the divide and conquer tactic, all of these places are currently in 2021 engaged in ethnic tensions, religious tensions, wars, etc. And I think Palestine, Israel is the greatest example of that because Great Britain used to control Palestine and they split Palestine into Jewish and Arabic, you know, because England is a very small place, but they used to have vast control of the entire world. They used to call it the empire where the sun never sets. But if you actually look at the statistics, Great Britain is tiny. The state of Texas is bigger than England. So, in order for a country that small to exercise control of literally Africa, Asia, the Middle East, America, Canada, Australia, they couldn't do it with just brute force. And they couldn't do it with just the power of their navy. They had to use divide and conquer tactics. And, that's what the conquistadors did. That's what the Spaniards did when they discovered the New World, Christopher Columbus. They came over here, they analyzed the Native American groups, they determined which groups had tensions with what groups, they supported certain groups, and helped them defeat the groups that they didn't like. Divide and conquer. It's better than brute force. So in life, you've always got to be conscious of that. Instead of looking at other groups as being different from you, try your best to get over that human nature and try your best to determine what do I have in common with these people. Because I guarantee if you got a piece of paper and you write out the differences that you have with them and the things that you have in common with them, the common things will always outweigh the differences. And the most prominent form of divide and conquer that nobody really speaks about is college graduates versus non-college graduates. One thing that I notice about college graduates is the fact that once they get into a university, develop friends within that university, they tend to stay with that particular crowd. They pledge to sororities and fraternities, and those people become their lifelong friends. So instead of manifesting their knowledge, their skill set, and the things that they got positively from college and using that to go back to spread knowledge to the people who don't have it, they stick within their particular group. They only spend time around other college graduates who are in their sorority or their fraternity. They exchange tips with them. They exchange new strategies on how to become successful with them. So basically, you got a bunch of successful people who are blessed to have an education, which makes them marketable in the economy. And they're sharing these great tips with each other. They're not sharing these tips with people who can really benefit from them. So the divide and conquer tactic within that degree is the college people continue to elevate. They continue to have great things happen for them because they're constantly surrounding themselves with their own successful kind. So instead of going back and giving that knowledge to the ignorant, to the people who haven't went to college, to the people who could benefit from the knowledge that you obtained from that college, you're hoarding that knowledge, just like a squirrel hoards nuts. And that's a form of divide and conquer, especially within the black community. And what happens in our community is once a person graduates from college, they move to the suburbs, and all of a sudden they only identify and become friends with people who are in their same socioeconomic circle. When in reality, what you're supposed to do is each one teach one. You're supposed to take the knowledge that you've accumulated and spread it to make equality. You understand what I'm saying? It's only 44 million black people in America. So if all of our college graduates simply leave their original communities in the state that it's always been in, instead of going back to these communities and spreading the knowledge that they've learned from college, then nothing's going to improve. You guys are going to be good in your sororities and in your fraternities with your college degrees. You guys are going to be able to constantly elevate. But the neighborhoods that you come from, where people aren't going to college and people don't have access to this knowledge, they're going to continue to stay in the same state. And that's a form of divide and conquer that the oppressor is very, very aware of. Yeah, that's why they glorify college graduates, and that's why families are so proud of college graduates, because being a college graduate is like a status symbol. It means you made it. Okay, now you can go to the suburbs and you don't have to be a regular po folk no more. So basically, the lesson in this is understand that divide and conquer can be many strategies. It can come in many forms. And just keep an eye out for it. And always make sure to find the common things that you have with people than the differences. Because the oppressor knows that if we all unite and get together and realize, hey, we have a lot more in common than we don't, then they can't sit back and puppeteer and manipulate us anymore. Because it's 1% of them, 99% of us. They don't need brute force to control us. They simply need divide and conquer tactics. And these tactics can be millions and millions of different manifestations. Just be aware of that. Peace.